Hi, guys, and welcome to our WWE Survivor Series Wargames 2024 prediction video. Yes, I'm back with Callum and Sab for our what probably will be our final pay-per-view prediction video for WWE 2024 this year. Although we might be doing one in December, we'll get to that at the end. So yes, as always, it is Survivor Series Wargames, which has been the new norm for the last few years now. War Games matches, they're always a lot of fun. Last year was crazy with the Judgment Day and Team Cody, and then of course CM Punk coming out at the end. So yes, this year obviously we all knew it was coming. The OG Bloodline, new Bloodline, so it's going to be great. So we have five matches on this card. Sab, Callum, are you guys looking forward to Survivor Series War Games?
Yeah, always. I mean, Survivor Series is one of those. It used to be one of the big four pay-per-views. I don't know if it's really got as much of an importance as it used to be. But War Games stipulation is obviously one of those quite unique ones. Two rings side by side with the cage around the outside. All these things. That's always quite a novel, um, match type. So yeah, of course they're always hard hitting and big spot matches. So yeah, excited for the card, and obviously a bit of the smaller, undercard things. But of course, yeah, excited.
Sab?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Survivor Series is one of the traditional big four pay-per-views. TLE, sorry. But like obviously they used to do the Raw versus SmackDown things for a long time, but now obviously they brought back War Games, which obviously makes it more exciting. And I think WWE have done a really good job with their PLEs across the year, to be honest. Like they make even the smaller ones, they make them look good, and the big ones feel really big. So I imagine, as it was last year, this is going to feel pretty big. And yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff to get into. So they're looking forward to chat about it and watching it, obviously, as well.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, let's get started then with the card. So, first match we have, let's go with a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Yes, we have LA Knight defending his belt, going up against Shinsuke Nakamura. So I don't think anyone saw this coming, really. This has kind of come out of the blue the last week and a half. Shinsuke's been like attacking LA Knight. He's back with a new sort of heel character. And yeah, the match has been announced. It should be good. At the house show in Liverpool, they did Shinsuke and LA Knight. So I guess that was kind of like they're just getting ready for those two to have chemistry for the pay-per-view match. Yeah, it's not a lot to say here, really, is there? It just should be a fun match. Um, but I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to say LA Knight retains here. I don't see Shinsuke winning. How many times have we said, or we've seen Shinsuke coming with a new exciting heel character, and then he just loses over and over and over again. It happened with AJ Styles, happened with Seth Rollins last year. It's probably going to happen again here with LA Knight. I'm sure it'll be a fun match. We all know how good Shinsuke is, but yeah, I'd be very surprised if LA Knight doesn't retain here. I think this is second defense's net after Crown Jewel. So yeah, I'm going to say LA Knight. If there is a shock, maybe a shock Shinsuke win, I'll be down for it because he does need something. But yeah, I'm going with LA Knight to retain. Sab.
Yeah, I can't see any world in which Shinsuke wins. Just can't. I do like him. I used to be a huge fan of his,
Mm.
but yeah, his position in the roster is now just to kind of elevate other stars now and give them something to do. I hate to say that, but that is pretty much what's happening here. It's always interesting to see what new gimmicks he come back to, especially when he's a heel, and this one is looks quite cool. But yeah, this is just like another thing to build up LA Knight, really. So I can't see anything other than that win. It would be weird if they went any other way. So yeah, LA Knight for me as well.
Okay, Callum.
Yeah, I mean there isn't really much point in coming to me because it's kind of the same thing that you both said. So I'll keep it brief. Obviously, Shinsuke comes back every now and again just to put somebody over. At this point in his career, obviously he's getting on a bit. I mean, of course, every time he's had one of the US or IC titles, he's never exactly had a good run with them. So, I guess obviously it would be good for him to have one last run with something. But obviously, I don't think they're done with LA Knight yet, and I think they need to ramp up LA Knight's title reign a little bit too. I mean, I know he had that good feud with Carmelo Hayes and obviously Andrade, the triple threat that was good. I still think somehow Carmelo Hayes probably should be the person to win the belt at some from him, obviously to put him on a bit of a higher pedestal. But of course, LA Knight keep with it for a bit. So yeah, LA Knight to retain.
Just to before we carry on, I will add on to Shinsuke. They really should have given him a world title years ago. Like that feud with AJ in 2018, he should have won the world title there. Yeah, he's a former Royal Rumble winner. Last year against Seth, I think he should have dethroned Seth in that last man standing match at Fastlane. Then they didn't do it. So, but it is
His
what it is. What it is.
his feud with Jinder Mahal in 2017.
Oh, that never happened. Oh. Anyway, okay, before we start crying. Right. Okay. Next up we have then is a triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Yes, we have Bron Breakker defending his belt, go up against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Okay. Okay, that's I mean, this has just come out of nowhere after obviously last night's Raw. Ludwig Kaiser got involved against Bron Breakker's match with Sheamus. And here we are, a triple threat match. No complaints. I think this is going to be a very fun match. Ludwig Kaiser, they're finally doing something with him apart from just being Gunther's grunt or errand man, whatever you want to call it, announcer. Anyway, Callum, you start. Is Bron Breakker retaining, or is Ludwig Kaiser or Sheamus getting the win?
See, this is difficult because, of course, every single time Sheamus has a match for the Intercontinental title, I'm like, this is the time. Sheamus is going to win it this time. He's going to do it this time. Because, of course, he's never won the IC title. And, of course, at some point, you imagine he's going to. Because, at this point, Sheamus is on kind of, he's a multiple time WWE champion. He's got quite a few US titles behind him. So, he needs that IC title to finish off make him a Grand Slam champion. Do I think it's going to be now? I don't know, because obviously Bron Breakker hasn't really had a defense of it since he won it back from Jey Uso, and that was just weird. Like they gave it to Jey so they could have Solo screw him for the title or the new Bloodline. So then he got brought back into the OG Bloodline feud and whatever. Yeah, I don't know, because of course I want to say Sheamus. I do want to say Sheamus, but I don't know because they're kind of going to be hot potatoing it a little bit if it goes Jey, Braun, then Jey, then Braun again, and then quite quickly Sheamus. So I think for right now, but then again, you could have Sheamus pin Ludwig Kaiser and Bron Breakker as his protected. That is the point, isn't it? I'm gonna go for on this occasion Bron Breakker to retain. I think Sheamus, he'll get his big moment at some point next year for the IC title to finish off his legacy.
Fair enough. Sab?
Yeah, Callum made some really good points. And I think if you look at the card in terms of like you got all the different belts or most of the belts on the line, this seems the most clear place for there to be a change in the title. I think like this is the most clear of all the matches, this seems the one where there might be a change. And with the fact that it's a triple threat allows Bron Breakker to not get pinned pretty much and to still come out of this strong. Again, this is really difficult to call this. Do you know what? Just for the sake of interest, I'm going to go with Sheamus pinning Ludwig Kaiser. I think Ludwig Kaiser being inserted in this match almost at random, making it a triple threat. It seems to me like there's got to be a change. You can't have a big four pay-per-view and then not have a title change at some point, and I can't see there being a title change anywhere else. We'll get into that, but I think Sheamus might walk out of this, but I think with then him and Bron Breakker go out, Bron Breakker will win it back, and I think like Cam said, they're going to hot potato it a little bit, and yeah, so I'm going to go with Sheamus.
Okay, fair enough. I think this is quite straightforward personally. I'm going with Bron Breakker. He's just won the belt back from Jey Uso, like Callum said, and I don't think his first two IC title reigns should be short transitional hot potato reigns. I think that kind of damages the belt, in my opinion. I don't like short hot potato reigns like that. And Triple H usually likes long title reigns, apart from Jey Uso and Braun Breaker previously. But I just think Braun Breaker needs to have a successful pay-per-view defense here, and I think it should be a great match. Um, but I think there's going to be a lot of good spots between all three of them. But at the end, I'm going to say Braun Breaker retains because I know Sab said it's strange not to have a title change, but I think there's lots of pay-per-views where there's no title changes. It does happen every now and then. There's usually a handful a year where it's just kind of like not a filler show, but just fun, but there's no title changes. So yeah, it should be a fun match, but I'm going with Braun Breaker to retain. Okay then. All right, so one with Sheamus, two with Braun Breaker. Fair enough. Okay, next up we have is a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, we have Gunther defending his belt, going up against Goldberg. Sorry. Damian Priest. Sorry, I don't know why I said Goldberg. So it's almost as if some people thought he was facing Goldberg at this pay-per-view. I don't. Who would think that? So, Gunther against Damian Priest. So this is a rematch from SummerSlam. Uh, can't. I knew this was happening before Crown Jewel because Damian Priest did say, "I want you after Crown Jewel," uh, and here we are. Sab, I'll let you start with this one. So, like I said, rematch from SummerSlam. Who have you got and why?
Well, the build up to this has been really, really nice. Really interesting, and obviously, I like what they've done with like the evolution of Gunther's character, like making him seem a little bit more vulnerable these days. That invincibility going a little bit, and obviously to have tensions with Ludwig Kaiser, so that's why it is a bit more strange. Ludwig's in that other match, but there you go. Um, yeah, I think despite the fact that they've made um, Gunther seem a bit more vulnerable and done also a really good job with Damien Priest as a babyface, I still think Gunther will retain. I think, you've said Triple H likes lengthy reigns. He does, and he loves a lengthy reign with Gunther in it. He loves that's Gunther. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great match. Both will come out looking really good. Priest will look really good in it. I think you're probably going to get some. I don't know if we'll get people involved, or might be a screw finish, but it's going to be a great match. And yeah, Gunther to retain. I think that just makes the most sense.
Yep, I too am going with Gunther. Seems quite obvious this one. They had a very good match at SummerSlam, but I didn't like how Gunther won the belt because he only won because Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the match, and some people said Damian Priest had Gunther beat, and of course Damian Priest brought that up, saying I had you beat at SummerSlam if it wasn't for Finn Balor. So this to Gunther, I think needs to get a clean winner here, clean dominant win to prove, what happened at SummerSlam. No, I can beat you clean. Um, and yeah, maybe I don't know. Finn Balor costs Damian Priest again here. I feel like their feud isn't over. Maybe that's been put on the back burner. So yeah, it should be a fun match. And Damian, of course, Gunther needs to come back from a win after the loss to Cody at Crown Jewel. I don't think he should lose back-to-back pay-per-views. So yeah, fun match. Definitely, these two can put it on hard hitting, but Gunther to definitely retain. Yeah, Callum.
Yeah, I mean they had a great match at SummerSlam, and obviously, like you say, Finn Balor got involved there. Damian Priest won a fatal four-way where I think he pinned Dominic. So of course, there is that sort of, I don't think their feud's going to be finished. I mean, they had a one and done match, at Bad Blood, and I don't think Finn and Damian. So I'm not sure that's going to be the only thing they have, especially with the Judgment Day and how long it lasted for and how long they were a team and all this kind of stuff. It's obviously going to stretch into next year. And so obviously there is that holding over it as well. But I do agree. I mean, Damian Priest had Gunther won at SummerSlam. He hit the South of Heaven choke slam before Finn got involved. So he does need to have this, this I can actually beat you sort of thing without Finn getting involved. So I hope that is what happens, obviously. Whether it does or not, obviously we have to wait and see. But of course, yeah, Gunther is going to retain because if rumors are to be believed, this man is supposedly the one who's going to beat him for it in the lead up to WrestleMania for whatever reason. At least that's what I've seen potential rumors of, at least. I think someone posted it in the chat the other day. But I don't know. Gunther retains. Obviously, he holds it for a while, whether it's John Cena, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's somebody else. He obviously eventually will be beaten for it. Goldberg. But yeah, Gunther will retain here.
I was trying to be Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
I think
I
that's
had
what.
actually no idea who was that. I was like, who was that?
Well, he does
I
he
was
does
like,
that font,
are
doesn't
you
he?
trying to
I
be
know
Goldberg?
now that you've
Are you
done
trying to
that.
be
Now that
Goldberg?
you
Definitely not Goldberg. Jesus Christ. Even though he did come out and say he's having his retirement match next year, so maybe it's at WrestleMania against that Bron Breakker or something.
he even said the guy who it is pretty much obvious. Adam, you need to get it. I mean, I know you may have won the battle with Clown Jewel, but you need to accept that me and Callum will win the war. He is going to face Goldberg at some point next year.
Yeah, I'm not denying that next year, but anyway, no, I'm not getting into all that again.
Or maybe.
No, I'm
On
just
Saturday.
no, no. He didn't show up at Crown Jewel when you two were adamant he was, so that was enough for me. Anyway, right. That's it. We've covered that match, haven't we? Yes. Right. Um, okay. It's on to the War Games matches. Yes. Right. So let's start off then with the women's War Games matches. Yes, we have well the face team, I assume. Well, yeah, we have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bailey going up against team. Well, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. That was hard work because it was like Judgment Day. It was all like I was like, just where are the wrestlers' names? Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I am not that excited for this one. I think the build-up has been very just yeah, the women need to have a War Games match. Okay, there's a face team here with Bianca and a few others, and there's a heel team with Liv. Yeah, just have a War Games match, ladies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have fun. That's kind of what this feels like. And there's what's at stake. I think absolutely nothing. Just bragging rights. Like, whereas with the main events, I think there's a lot at stake for the men's. Personally, um, Callum, you start with this one. Who's winning? Team face or team heel? That's
I mean, I actually think both of these War Games matches in a way are quite hard to call. Um,
mm,
Obviously, it's just weird. I'm kind of with you because, of course, you have Liv Morgan and Nia Jax in the same team, and they literally, like last month, had a match at Crown Jewel. Um, you have Bailey on the same team as Io Sky when they literally fought for the title at WrestleMania, and they're both in the face team. At least interestingly, I guess, probably to try and make it more interesting, you had somebody take Jade Cargill out of the match because, of course, she was attacked on last week's SmackDown, left on top of a car. So she was replaced by Bailey. So it's going to be interesting to see who took her out of action at some point. But yeah, I don't know. It's just strange. It's a weird mix of people on two teams. Um, I don't know. Surely like Liv and Nia can't like coexist as a team together, but they're both the champions. Do you want both of your women's champions to be losing in the same match? Um, Rhea Ripley face. I don't know. I feel like I always go for both face teams to win War Games, and usually it works out for me. But it is actually really difficult to call this match. Candice LeRae, she's kind of just a bit of a weird kind of point in there. And I feel like, I mean, it's sometimes hard to say so that she's a weak link of both teams. Um, I feel like Rhea, obviously injury coming back, getting one over Liv finally. Okay, I'm gonna go face team. I'm gonna go Rhea, Bianca, Io, Bailey, and whoever else it was on their team.
Okay. I'm looking at last year's card, and yeah, both the faces won in the men's and women's War Games matches last year. So it usually is the faces that win War Games, isn't it? Apart from when the Bloodline won it, I think in 2022. But okay, so Callum, you're going with the face team for the women. I'm going with the heels because the women faces won last year, and I think that who attacked Jade Cargill, I think it's someone on the face team who turns heel and joins Liv Morgan's team. Maybe Naomi, maybe Bianca Belair. We'll see. And then they turn sides, and then it's 6-on-4. So yeah, I think Team Heel win this. But how do you guys feel about the War Game stipulation where once everyone's in, it's the first person to get pinned. I don't like that because it's over too quickly. I feel it should be elimination based, like Elimination Chamber. I mean, when me and Callum play war games on 2K, when everyone's in it, first person to get pinned, dude, it's over. It's like it barely got started.
He would literally be one of the CPUs that got the pin, and we'd be like, "What? What happened? We didn't even get the pin. It was just some weird CPU." I do agree, but then you at least have isn't it 5 minutes between each entrant?
Yeah.
So you do have four more people who enter, obviously. So it's like a war games match is still quite. Oh, is it 5 minutes? Is it 3 minutes? It's still quite lengthy, but then I guess it does get to a point where once everyone's in, that's when it gets over, when it sort of finishes quite quickly. But you do have a lot of action with 2-on-1 and 2-on-3 and 3-on-2 and whatever else. So, I suppose there is that.
Yeah, they are about 30 minutes long, aren't they? They're lengthy-ish, yeah. Okay, so I'm going with Team Liv. Sab?
Yeah, really, really hard one to call. I think, yeah, I feel like every time we do one of these videos, when we come to one of the main women's matches, the thing we always say is, well, this sort of been chucked together, and I've got no reason to care about it because they don't. Feels like sort of an ongoing thing now, which is a problem in itself. But I don't really know. Like, there is an interesting little storyline going on with obviously who took out Jade, and I think that I think it's probably Naomi myself, but we will see. I don't know. I think because of what's going to happen later on, I'm going to go with a face win for in this one. Yeah, with Rhea and with Rhea coming back, so she gets a nice sort of moment at the end of the match, and you've got Bianca Belair on the side, and there's a bit of tension brewing between those two as well. I'm assuming for a big match down the line, hopefully at WrestleMania next year. But yeah, go with the faces in this one.
Not to mention, Rhea's just been losing to Liv like all the time for the past couple of months, so she really does need to get one over on it. I also think it might be Bianca who attacked Jade, just as a side point.
Rhea did pin Liv at Bash at Berlin. So she does have a pinfall pay-per-view victory over her. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. In title matches, no.
Is there something going with Io Sky and Liv Morgan as well?
Yeah, Io Sky's the number one contender to Liv Morgan's title.
Yeah, so I think so you've got loads of little subplots going on as well. So I think yeah, because at the end of the day, with the War Games match like this, with very little sort of story, loads of people just shut together. One team losing and one team winning won't really hurt anyone in this match. We'll all forget about it come Monday. With this one, I mean, not in general. So yeah, faces.
Okay. Then we'll finish off then with the men's War Games match, which I think is going to be a banger. So yes, we have team, well, I guess you want to call it Team Roman. So of course, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Jay and Jimmy, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk with Paul Heyman. Going up against the new bloodline, yes, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. Now this one is, I think, very hard to call because you can make a case for both teams, like what a win would do for the new bloodline, but they already kind of have a win over Roman when Solo pinned Roman clean. Well, it wasn't clean because Jacob Fatu got involved, but he pinned Roman at Crown Jewel in a big OMG moment. So do they want Roman to lose back-to-back pay-per-views? And of course, you got CM Punk's big announcement as the fifth member with Paul Heyman on SmackDown last week. Big OMG moment. So this match is going to be fantastic. We can all agree that. It's going to be crazy. And then Paul Heyman, even though he looks like he's back on the good guy's side, he was dressed like Solo. Did anyone you guys notice that? What was that about?
I saw that, yeah. That's exactly the same as Solo was after WrestleMania.
So it's I'll start with this one then. Well, I went with the heels for the women. So you feel like you've got to have one of each, but oh God, this one's really hard. Team Roman. Oh dear, I might be wrong there, but one of the Usos or Sammy might take the pin because Roman and CM Punk don't have to get pinned, do they? But oh, it's really tricky. I'm gonna say Team Roman because he lost at Crown Jewel. I just don't see Roman losing back-to-back pay-per-views. I just can't see it. That'd be crazy in my opinion. Okay, I might be wrong there, but it's a tough one. But I'm going with Team Roman to get the win here. Oh, I didn't think Seth might cost CM Punk. I didn't think about that. Shit. Damn it. Okay, I've said my mark. Okay. Sab?
Yeah, I mean they've been putting this together since WrestleMania, and the build up has been over the months. It's just been incredible to watch, and the SmackDown segment on just gone with Paul Heyman returning, and then CM Punk being revealed as a fifth member was a chef's kiss in terms of like a switch. It all seemed like Seth was going to be the fifth member. What would Bronson Reed get involved? So for CM Punk to be is really good storytelling. Not that Seth would have been a bad choice, but it would have been the obvious choice considering his history with Roman. But CM Punk just makes it a little bit more exciting. As to who wins, I mean, I think there's so many things that are going to happen in this match. So many little subplots as well. Um, I think the CM Punk thing is on purpose. I think there will be something with Seth because he probably goes after Bronson Reed and then inadvertently cost Punk. I don't know. There's also the looming presence of The Rock as well. But I think, listen, nothing happens by accident in WWE. Paul Heyman was wearing that suit for a reason. He's going to turn on Roman. He's going to turn on the OG bloodline and join sides with Solo and Co. And I think the new bloodline need this win. I know they won at Crown Jewel, but they had a few losses before then. Solo had a few single losses. The storyline is just 10 times more exciting if they have the win in this. So many more things go from this, I think. Um, yeah, I would want, and I think the story needs a new bloodline win, whatever means that may be. But yeah, including a Paul Heyman heel turn, which I can't wait for.
Okay. Okay, Paul Heyman. Uh, Callum?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, listening to everything you've said, it's because I wanted to go last because I wanted to hear what you had to say first. Because I was sitting here thinking I literally have no idea. Because of course, you have CM Punk, and will he and Roman be able to actually exist? The Rock, as I mean, I know he's obviously currently recording the live action Moana. But he might find some time in his schedule to come out Survivor Series because of course he should be there as the final boss for this match. Yeah, I mean, of course, Seth Rollins, that looming over, he wasn't the fifth member for Roman because he couldn't bring himself to do it. He doesn't like Seth. Himself. He doesn't like CM Punk. He doesn't like Roman. Paul Heyman dressed basically looking like Solo. There's so many things in here, and it doesn't make sense, and I can't really put my finger on it. At the end of the day, you would imagine who gets more out of it. Are the OG bloodline going to stay together and be the OG bloodline again, like we know and love them to be before? Or is Jay going to go back to his, wanting to be single star again? And is it maybe going to be Roman and Jimmy that stay together and all this? Because I don't think you can have someone like Tangaloa go off and be on his own. If the new bloodline disbanded, do you know what I mean? I'm going to say the new bloodline as well. It's difficult. It's very difficult to say because, of course, Roman and the OG bloodline need this, and as well. And Solo did pin Roman, but I just think there's too much that's pointing in the direction of the new bloodline winning. So I'm going to go new bloodline.
Okay. Yeah, I did say it was very close, and now I've heard you guys. I am maybe veering a little bit more towards new bloodline, but I just can't see Roman losing back-to-back pay-per-views, even though he doesn't have to get pinned for his team to lose here. But it's very close, and yeah, if The Rock comes out, if Seth Rollins comes out, it's going to get very interesting. So yeah, so it's going to be a crazy 35-plus-minute match with loads of crazy spots. Yeah. Okay then. Well, that is Survivor Series War Games. So I was going to say this is our final prediction video of the year, but I think this is the final proper pay-per-view of the year, or PLE, whatever you want to call them. But there is Saturday night main event halfway through December, and I think I think we can do a prediction video on that. Cody and KO has been announced for that. No match for Cody on this pay-per-view. I think that just feels a bit strange. He's been like on every pay-per-view, so it just feels strange him not being on a show, and no title defense for Cody. Like the three pay-per-views in a row. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I know he's defending it against KO at Saturday Night Main Event, but any quick thoughts on Cody not here?
I mean,
It is
Roman Reigns,
strange. Sorry, Khan. Sorry. So go on, Khan. Sorry.
Roman Reigns defended it every 6 months when he was the champion. So at least Cody's on TV with the title.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an exaggeration for Roman. I'm only joking. But at least Cody is on TV with the title and has had feuds with KO. He has had feuds with other people for it over the last couple of months. So it's not like, he hasn't been there. But he has been too embroiled in the bloodline stuff, and obviously now with Randy and KO, he will get his match, and I don't know. We'll obviously have to see how that goes. But do you need a world title match on when you've got two War Games matches? They'll be overshadowed probably by those matches, but I do see what you mean.
Well, we've got Gunther and Damien. I think that's enough, and I'm sure KO and Cody will put on a very fun match in December. All right then. Well, thank you, lads. So I'm sure Survivor Series this Saturday. I'm sure it'll be really, really fun. So yeah, and we'll be back probably early December with our Saturday night main event prediction video, if you want to call that a PLE. But I'm sure that'll be a fun card to end the year. So yes, well, thank you, lads. We hope you all enjoy Survivor Series War Games, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye.